Can silence truly be golden? Or can words, if wielded with a lack of mindfulness, inflict wounds deeper than the sharpest blade? As we delve into the depths of this question, we'll traverse vast landscapes of thought, exploring the profound and often underestimated impact that words, or the lack thereof, can have on our lives. As a starting point, let's paint a picture of a restless king. He was a monarch of unrivaled power, a ruler of vast territories, his name echoing in every corner of his kingdom. Yet, despite his seemingly limitless power and innumerable riches, he found himself a prisoner, bound by the chains of his own thoughts, haunted an inexplicable restlessness that plagued his mind. Contentment, despite his affluence, was an elusive spectre that he could never quite grasp. This king, a man used to grandeur and opulence, found himself ensnared in the paradoxical prison of his own mind. All the gold and precious gems in his vault could not buy him the peace that he so fervently sought. His life, filled with the constant hustle and bustle of his duties, seemed to be devoid of tranquility, each moment slipping away in the ceaseless chatter and endless disputes that came with ruling a kingdom. The noise was overwhelming, a deafening cacophony that left his mind in a perpetual state of turmoil. Desperate for respite, he sought the wisdom of a revered monk, a man whose name was synonymous with peace and enlightenment. This monk, an epitome of wisdom and serenity, listened to the king's plight and, understanding the turmoil that racked him, proposed a seemingly simple solution. He suggested that the king live within the monastery for a fortnight, speak as little as possible, and engage in introspection. For the king, a man accustomed to a life filled with constant chatter and diplomatic discourse, the prospect of silence was daunting. The silence at first was deafening, akin to a void that seemed to swallow him whole. He felt uneasy, the lack of noise and conversation leaving him feeling out of place and disoriented. Yet as the days transformed into nights and the nights into days, he began to notice a shift in the landscape of his mind. The tumult that had once dominated his thoughts began to subside, replaced by a tranquility he had never known before. In the calm silence, he was able to identify and confront the demons that had been causing his restlessness. His incessant negative thinking, his uncontrolled speech, and his inability to quieten his mind were the culprits of his inner turmoil. He realized that his words, often hastily spoken and tainted with negativity, had shaped his reality. His careless utterances had cultivated a life fraught with failure and unhappiness, his negative words resonating within his mind and manifesting in his life. Through his time of silence, he unearthed the power of words and the potency of thoughts. His words, he realized, held the power to define his reality. His thoughts could shape his existence, influencing his actions and ultimately his destiny. He learned to understand the power of his own voice, the effect it could have on his life and the world around him. He learned that the art of living wasn't about constant motion and ceaseless noise. It was about the unnecessary, the harmful, the negative. It was about creating a space for peace, nurturing a sanctuary for his mind to heal, to grow, and to thrive. It was about allowing the mind to quieten, to let meditation occur naturally, creating space for peace and contentment. In the tranquility of the monastery, among the whispers of ancient wisdom, the king found a lifetime's worth of lessons. He learned the importance of silence, of mindful speech, and of conscious thought. He learned to value the power of words, both spoken and unspoken, and in the silence, he found the golden key to contentment, unlocking a newfound understanding of himself and his life. Can silence truly be golden? In the case of this king, the answer was a resounding yes. He learned that true living is not about constant motion and noise, but about cutting out the unnecessary, the harmful. It's about allowing the mind to quieten, letting meditation occur naturally, and creating space for peace and contentment. This story teaches us that silence is not simply the absence of sound. It is an active process, a conscious choice to quieten the mind, to listen more than we speak. It is in this silence that we can truly know ourselves, understand our thoughts, and gain control over our words. It emphasizes that our words hold power, a power that can be wielded for good or ill. The restless king's journey towards peace and contentment underscores the importance of mindful speech. It shows us that by reducing our harmful talk, we can lessen our problems, foster inner peace, and tap into a deep inner strength. It reminds us that true intelligence lies in knowing when to speak and what to say. In conclusion, words and silence both hold immense power. They can shape realities, influence relationships, and impact our inner peace. It is our responsibility to wield this power wisely, to speak with kindness and thoughtfulness, and to embrace silence when it serves us. To embark on this journey towards mindful speech and golden silence is to embark on a journey towards a more peaceful, content life. Remember, the choice is always in your hands. Choose to speak words that heal, not harm. Choose to embrace the silence, to listen, to understand. In doing so, you will discover the golden silence within, the peace that comes from mindful speech and quiet introspection. In the words of the Buddha, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. So, let your words bring peace to you and to those around you. And remember, sometimes the most profound wisdom is found not in words, but in the golden silence between them. Thank you for investing your time in this video. We hope you found it insightful and inspiring, and that it has given you a fresh perspective on the power of words and silence. As you continue on your own personal journey towards mindful speech and golden silence, we invite you to follow us for more enlightening tales that might guide you on your path. Stay tuned for more. Until our paths cross again in this digital space, embrace the power of silence. Let it be your guide, your solace, your teacher. Let it lead you to a place of peace and understanding. Remember, the journey is just as important as the destination.